To first understand hybridized cloud, or multi-cloud, as it's sometimes called, we first have to understand the world we live in today. And if we think back about 10 years ago, when we had simple applications running on one operating system, typically then on a virtual machine in a data center, things were a lot easier. Now, today, we have multiple applications, software as a service driven through browsers, where in many cases now people are leveraging applications with open APIs that are linking together to form virtual application suites. So you've got information flowing backwards and forwards between multiple applications from different vendors, often not in any kind of commercial relationship with each other, but one business can use all of those tools together to actually service their customer. We then look at things like edge computing, where we've got a slight reversal of things moving up into the data center and into the cloud, where there's actually now a need for some of that data to be closer to the customer, or in some cases, when you think about Internet of Things, where the data is being generated. So as everything is becoming IP enabled in our lives, whether it be smart homes or factories or roads or cities, the data coming off of all of those devices has to be hoovered up and then analyzed. Doing some of that analytics closer to the actual data source means that we don't have to throw it up and down so much connectivity. And then you look at things like the old world. So we've still got older applications, some of those things that have been around years, and data in legacy databases that needs to coexist and sometimes be reported on in conjunction with some of these newer application suites. So when we think about it, we've actually still got the same challenge that we had 10 years ago. Businesses need to know where their data, their application, and their people are, and make sure that they can work in a cohesive manner. Now, today, we are dealing with not only the things that the challenges we had entering this year with things like Brexit, but we've got this pandemic where our working practices have changed, globally. People are working from home, and that's driven rapid adoption of mobile working technology and some of the sort of newer applications out there that allow better communication and exchange of data. So how does that coexist with these older, more legacy applications? And that is the real challenge we face today, and the answer will be to hybridize our consumption and make sure that we can jointly manage all of those applications in one stack. That's where we're going with multi-cloud and hybridization cloud. Now we understand a little bit more about what's driving change and the current situation we're in. What does it actually enable organizations and businesses to do? How do we actually make use of some of this technology? Well, I'll go back to the point I mentioned earlier on around APIs and applications and what's being driven there. People are taking modern development methods and they're building open APIs, which allow new applications, modern applications, to talk to each other in a non-structured way. So you can have one particular transaction that's passed from one application to another. And this could be as simple as, say a booking system on a website, talking to, an unconnected vendor's finance package or accountancy tool. So they have API technology that allows you to plug and play these applications together and build something that really does fit your business. And what that's doing is democratizing a lot of technology. You don't need to have an army of developers. So that's making it very, very simple. But on the front end, when we look at how we actually use this technology, people are starting to mean that they put this technology in people's hands as mobile workers, so you don't need to be tied to an office anymore. And in cases of things like working from home, you can work from mobile devices, you can work from laptops over the internet, and you don't need complicated connections back into a corporate network in some cases. But the ultimate goal is that we want to speed up transactions and we want to drive innovation. So what you're seeing is in the market now, these applications when people are developing, in particular API-led technology, what they're trying to do is to make their applications easier to work with. And the big challenge really is how do you manage to hybridize that with the older world? So now what we're seeing people take some of their older database technologies and applications, running those in more legacy cloud-based solutions, infrastructure as a service, but then also the new world is starting to be built out in a hybrid manner, still connected, but in a different cloud provider, normally a hyperscaler, normally a platform as a service model, and that could be leveraging things like Kubernetes, containers, things like that, where they're writing microservices that run as tiny applications that may even still be passing transactions back to an older application. And the way they glue all that together is typically by writing APIs between those microservices and then gatewaying it onto an older application. So when we talk about leveraging this, what that gives people is the ability to move faster. They can develop features and benefits that keep them relevant to their customers that they have today, and may even give them an edge in their current market to outcompete other people. So if they can move quicker, they can give better features to their customers faster, and that's really what it's about. They may not be able to afford to completely lift that old application out of the way just yet, so it'd be a case of more sunsetting that as they develop the new world and present a very modern look and feel to their customer. We can't go much further talking about hybrid cloud or multi-cloud without talking about cost, and in particular return on investment. Naturally, as you take on more service providers, you would expect your cost to go up. And naturally, most people look to new services in a way, it's a way of saving money. But it's not about chasing your costs to the ground. It's about innovating your way forwards and making better use of your money. So the ROI is really, really important thing to understand, and especially when you're budgeting, is to look forward at what you're going to achieve with this technology. Transforming your business using these tools is what's going to make you more relevant to your customers. Migrating to different cloud services is not in itself going to just save you money, and doing it for its own sake is a bit of a folly, to be honest. So what you need to do is look at budgeting to change and looking at the end goal, the outcome that you're trying to achieve. That might be new services, it might be a new e-commerce site, it might be an application that allows arm's length customer transactions from mobile devices. All of that can be developed using modern architecture alongside your existing architecture. And that's how you can do more with less money. So you can look after the old alongside the new. What the customer sees is a fantastic experience, and you get the most out of your spend. Node 4's intrinsic value to our partners and our customers is that we offer a consultative experience. We don't start with what we're selling. We start with what the business outcome is that you're trying to achieve, and then we work out how we can answer that with the technology and services available to us. Now, thankfully, we've got a very broad portfolio. No customers, two customers are the same. So in many cases, with our managed service contracts, we are tailoring the perfect fit. Regardless of where your starting point is, we'll be able to wrap the right SLA around your business, applications, data, and people.